going on, YouTube world? It's Jay Coffee tapping in with some breaking news. You see what it is here from TMZ, who the Charlie Kirk crowd is furious with TMZ, man. They're going in on him, saying they were cheering when Charlie Kirk's death was being confirmed. Do you think that that was really what was going on? Or do you think that that was a second conversation in the background, as that was kind of like some behind the scenes footage? But I'm just curious on that. But that's not the real news topic we're talking about here. You see, it says the Cleveland Police Department announced an autopsy performed by the Mississippi State Medical Examiner's Office was, quote, consistent with the initial investigation, determining the cause of DEATH to be hanging in the manner of DEATH as suicide. Now, this is a crazy case, man.
Say the body of 21-year-old Demartravion Trey Reed was found hanged from a tree by a faculty member near the pickleball courts. Word spread quickly throughout the Cleveland campus, leaving students and others concerned and worried.
Well, because I am a black student, hearing that happened to another black student, it really made me feel, it's make me feel unsafe. I do have to walk to class, and I like to go walk on the track, and it would be happy to know, like, what happened.
Local and state investigators immediately started looking into the incident. DSU Police Chief Michael Peeler says investigators found no evidence of foul play.
But pending an investigation, further investigation, and also from the medical examiner's office, we won't have more information until that part has been done.
And members of Reed's family are insisting on a thorough investigation.
Please do your research on this. Do not let them sweep nothing else under the rug. Enough is enough.
University President Daniel Enos says the discovery left him heartbroken as he extended his condolences to Reed's family and friends. He added DSU would help students, faculty, and staff with the grief.
Continuing to follow a developing story out of Bolivar County that many of you are talking about. Authorities releasing new details after the death of a Delta State student found hanging from a tree on campus. This discovery was made just after 7:30 yesterday morning. He is identified as 21-year-old Demartravion Reed from Grenada. Family and friends call him Trey. His body has been sent to the state crime lab for an autopsy. 3 on your sides, Quentin Smith joins us now with those new details. Quentin, do we know if foul play was involved?
Reporting in at this time, the Bolivar County coroner does not believe foul play is involved. He says he's not ruling this a homicide nor suicide. He says it's a death investigation. However, Reed's family announced today they will have an independent autopsy done on him. This, as family, state, and university leaders are asking for answers.
So I don't know if this was the family's independent autopsy that they were going to have, or if this is just a secondary one done as the feds were involved in this crazy situation. Obviously, a history of a lot of the horrific things that have happened in Mississippi. To hear of this student found hanging from a tree on campus is shockingly disturbing. And then you have his family, like, he was a happy dude. This, like, we just don't understand this. It doesn't make any sense. And then there was also the reports of another individual, I don't know if it was the exact same day, found hanging from a tree as well, about, I think, 50 to 100 miles away in Mississippi. But those cases were said to be not connected. The other dude was a white dude. I think his name was Corey something. It was said to be in a field in a spot where, like, a lot of drug addicts and homeless were at. And I don't know, it was just crazy though for those two situations to happen right in the same time period like that. But again, that those were said to not be connected in any way. But it was like, what in the hell is going on? And as many people are just like, this ain't adding up. But now you see these reports, as we just stated, saying the secondary autopsy. But it seems like typically in these instances, it feels like it takes way longer for autopsies and such to take place. I don't know. This just feels like it's all happened so fast, like in under a week. Am I wrong? I don't know. What do y'all think out there, everyone?
And transparency. After investigating the death of Delta State University student Demartravion Reed, also known as Trey, the Bolivar County coroner says his office can confirm that the deceased did not suffer any lacerations, contusions, compound fractures, broken bones, or injuries consistent with an assault. The coroner goes on to say there's no evidence to suggest the individual was physically attacked before his death. Despite these findings, some say there are still more questions than answers surrounding Reed's death.
Because it's not every day you wake up in 2025 and there's a man hanging from a tree on a college campus.
State Representative Kabir Kareem admits he was disturbed when he first heard the news about what happened at Delta State. That's why he and the Legislative Black Caucus are asking investigators to do a thorough investigation to get to the bottom of what happened.
With the climate that we are in America, you can wake up and basically you might hear anything. And that's why we can't take this particular situation lightly. But we don't want to embellish or overstate. We want to make sure that we're watching. And we want the public to know that we're watching.
One of our students is gone, and we will never forget that.
Dr. Daniel Enos is the president of Delta State. Although he and the university are saddened by this tragedy, he maintains the campus is a safe place for all students and says the university is working with police in this ongoing investigation.
In the middle of all this, yes, we continue to cooperate with investigators. We continue to make sure that all the information necessary is given to authorities, and we continue to hope for answers.
Reed's family announced today that civil rights attorney Ben Crump has been retained in this case. Crump released a statement saying, "We cannot accept vague conclusions when so many questions remain. I stand with this family, and I will lead a team of civil rights leaders and organizations in pursuing transparency and answers." Now, another man was also found hanging from a tree yesterday, this one in Vicksburg. He has been identified as Corey Zakatis.
This is the second unconnected case in which I was speaking of.
The white man from Brandon, he was found hanging in the woods near the Ameristar Casino. His body has been sent to the crime lab for an autopsy, which will then determine the exact cause and manner of his death. I do want to point out, officials say these cases are not connected. Delta State will host a press conference tomorrow morning, and we will be there, and we'll bring you the latest details as they unfold both on air and online at WLBT.com.
So what I don't understand as well is you would think 2025, cameras everywhere. How is there not some type of surveillance footage that caught what exactly happened to this young man? It's crazy, man. And then again, it just seems like this has all been rushed. I'm trying to understand if this was the independent autopsy that the family wanted or not, or this is just a secondary one that was done investigation wise. If the family is, happy, or I shouldn't say satisfied with the autopsy or not. But you just like the family just was like, we don't. And you've seen the one gentleman who I believe was family was like, yo, do not let this get swept under the rug. Do your research. Like, you know what it is. Say this dude did off himself. Why would he do it in that manner? It just doesn't really make sense. So many questions. But you see, once again, the latest update is that they're saying, it was consistent with the first autopsy, but it just seems rushed and fast, in my opinion. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Stay tuned for updates. Subscribe to the channel. It's Coffee, where we talk about news, everything under the sun, really, over here.